New Year's Eve is a time of joy and celebration, but for some it has been marked by strange and chilling events. From unexplainable crashes to eerie mass deaths, here are 5 New Year mysteries that remain unsolved. Get ready, you guys, because we are about to dive deep into some seriously creepy and unexplained events that all happened on New Year's. Like, what are the chances? Is it like a cursed day? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. Make sure the lights are on for this one, okay? From the icy slopes of Russia to the sunny beaches of Bermuda, these stories are going to make you question everything you thought you knew about New Year's. We're talking strange deaths, missing people, and things that just don't add up. I'm talking like full-on chills. You guys ready? Let's do it. Just messes with your head, you know? Okay, so fast forward to 2010, New Year's Eve, BB, Arkansas. People are out celebrating, right? Having a good time, ringing in the new year, when suddenly thousands of birds start falling from the sky. Thousands. Can you imagine? It was like something out of a nightmare. Dead birds, blackbirds specifically, raining down on houses, cars, streets, everywhere. It was chaos, total panic. People thought it was the apocalypse, like something out of the Bible, and honestly, who could blame them? It's not every day you see the sky literally raining birds. Experts were called in, scientists, ornithologists, you name it. They tested the birds, they tested the environment, trying to figure out what the heck had happened. Some people thought it was fireworks, that the birds got spooked and flew into buildings or something. Others thought it was disease or poisoning. But the tests came back inconclusive. There was no clear explanation for why these birds just dropped dead out of the sky. Some people, of course, jumped to the alien theory, which, hey, I'm not ruling anything out at this point, but still, it's 2010. We have smartphones, we have the internet, and we can't figure out why a bunch of birds fell out of the sky. It just doesn't make sense. And what's even creepier is that this wasn't the only mass bird death. There were similar events reported around the same time in other parts of the US and even in other countries. It's like whatever happened in BB, Arkansas that night, it wasn't an isolated incident. It was something bigger, something unexplained, and that's what's truly terrifying. Chapter 3, Times Square, Mystery Death 2000. Times Square on New Year's Eve. It's iconic, right? The ball drop, the confetti, the crowds. Millions of people all crammed together, celebrating. But in 2000, amidst all the excitement and chaos, something truly disturbing happened. A man's body was found on the roof of a building overlooking Times Square. He was dressed in a suit, like he was going to a party. But here's the thing. No one knew who he was. No ID, no wallet, no phone. It was like he just appeared there. The police were baffled. How did he get up there? Who was he meeting? And why was he killed? The investigation went on for weeks, but they couldn't find any leads. No one came forward to report him missing. No one recognized his description. It was like he was a ghost. Some people speculated that he was involved in something shady, maybe a spy or a hitman. Others thought he might have been a victim of a random act of violence, in the wrong place at the wrong time. But with no witnesses and no evidence, the case went cold. To this day, the identity of the Times Square mystery man remains a mystery. He's buried in an unmarked grave, a John Doe forever linked to that night of celebration and tragedy. It's a chilling reminder that even in the biggest crowds, surrounded by millions of people, you can still disappear without a trace. Chapter 4. The Bermuda Triangle Disappearances. Okay, you guys, we all know about the Bermuda Triangle, right? That mysterious stretch ships and planes vanish without a trace. It's like a real-life urban legend. But did you know that some of the most famous disappearances happened on or around, you guessed it, New Year's? One of the most baffling cases is the disappearance of the USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship that vanished in 1918. It was carrying over 300 men and a full load of manganese ore. It left Barbados on March 4th, heading for somewhere. They never publicly stated where they were going, which is kind of sus. The Cyclops was scheduled to arrive in Baltimore on March 13th, but it never showed up. No distress signals were received, and despite a massive search effort, no wreckage was ever found. It was like the ship just vanished into thin air. Theories range from German submarines to rogue waves, even, of course, alien abduction. But the truth is, no one knows what happened to the Cyclops. It remains one of the largest losses of life in the history of the US Navy, and its disappearance continues to fuel speculation and conspiracy theories to this day. Chapter 5. Yeti Airlines Crash, 1972. This one, you guys, this one gets me. It's just so sad. On New Year's Day 1972, a Yeti Airlines flight took off from Kathmandu, Nepal, heading for, well, its final destination. It was a short flight, just a quick hop over the Himalayas, but as the plane approached the airport, something went terribly wrong. The plane was cleared for landing, but moments later, it just disappeared from radar. No mayday calls, no distress signals, nothing. It was like it just vanished into the mountains. Search and rescue teams were immediately dispatched, but the rugged terrain and the harsh weather conditions made the search difficult. Days turned into weeks, and still no sign of the plane. It was like it had disappeared without a trace. The families of the passengers were devastated, clinging to hope that their loved ones might still be alive. But as time went on, that hope began to dwindle. Finally, after 10 long days, the wreckage of the plane was spotted on a remote mountainside. It had crashed into the side of a mountain, killing all 32 people on board. The impact was so severe that the plane was completely destroyed, leaving very little evidence behind. The official investigation concluded that the crash was caused by pilot error, but many people believe that there's more to the story. Some speculate that the plane might have encountered a microburst, a sudden downdraft that can cause a plane to lose altitude rapidly. Others believe that the pilot may have become disoriented in the clouds and accidentally flown into the mountain. Whatever the cause, the Yeti Airlines crash remains a tragic reminder of the unforgiving nature of the Himalayas and the mysteries that still surround air travel. It's a sobering thought, knowing that even with all our technology and advancements, there are still some things that we just can't control. So, there you have it. You guys, 5 unexplained New Year mysteries that continue to baffle and intrigue us to this day. From the icy slopes of Russia to the depths of the Bermuda Triangle, these stories remind us that there are still some things in this world that we just can't explain. Despite years of investigation, these mysteries remind us that some questions may never be answered. What do you think? Are these coincidences, or is something more sinister at play? Let me know your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more creepy content. And as always, stay safe out there and try not to think about these stories too much, especially on New Year's Eve.